Summer's ending and fall is upon us, which probably means it's back to school for you. So what are the quintessential pieces of Magic that you should have perfected to last you not just a quarter, not just the semester, or even the entire school year, but your entire school lifetime? I'll tell you the effects and the sleights that I've personally used and hand-chosen through experience in junior high and high school, effects that I guarantee will boost your skill, your confidence, and your ability to disturb reality. I'm not gonna waste any time. I have a playlist that I've made especially for the effects that I want you guys, or suggest that you learn. I teach pretty much 95% of the effects off this list for free in this playlist that you can click the annotation for. My highest recommendations would be Here Then There, 2-Card Monte, Pressure, Dress Code, the Ambitious Card, the Raven. The Invisible Deck, that's my all-time highest recommended effect that I'd ever recommend to anyone. If I could only have one effect to perform for the rest of my life, it'd be the Invisible Deck. Those are my highest recommendations. Necessary sleights that you need to learn are the Pass, the Double Lift, and the Classic Force. I have a Forcing Cards 101 tutorial, but I highly suggest the Classic Force because it's the most convincing force, and that's the one that professionals like Chris Angel and David Blaine and Daniel Garcia use. They use the Classic Force because it is the best. Something that's nice to do in school is to perform effects like Cram, or effects using a key card, but try to use the Classic Force to force someone the card. And this is a great way to practice. And if you mess up, then you can just use the key card method routine. But it allows you to practice the Classic Force to get better at it with a fallback. So it doesn't have to be their card, but if you happen to force the card on them via the Classic Force method, then you can have them shuffle the deck, you can have them do whatever they want and still do the same Cram or Pulse routine, or have it come to your mind telepathically, a mentalist effect somehow. Use the Classic Force in school every chance you get, okay? Whether they pick it or not. It's just an opportunity for you to practice the Classic Force. If you're young and you're starting Magic, or you're into it and you don't know the Pass or the Double Lift, I have great tutorials, in-depth tutorials for that, so check those out as well. Like I said, the Pass, the Double Lift, and the Classic Force, those are absolute. You need to perfect those moves if you're going to up your game. If you're in school and you want to take your level up to the next game, the best magic tricks don't involve cards. You might have to make some purchases, and out of everything I've bought over the last 8 years of doing Magic, these are the ones that I'd most recommend. I'll leave links in the description. Pressure, Stairway, Dress Code, the Invisible Deck, and the Raven. Now yes, I'd recommend things like Profit and Thread, but for school, going back to school, these are the effects you want. You're not going to be wanting to pull thread out of your eyeball more than once a semester, so don't be doing that shit. That shit hurts, for real. My tricks to learn for school video playlist is actually in order of the highest recommended effects, starting with Here Then There, 2-Card Monte, Healed and Sealed, etc., etc. It starts off with the strongest magic that I've personally had through experience used in school. Go down that list, learn what you can, perfect it before you go out and perform it. For every hour that you put into practicing, you should be putting 2 hours into performing. I try to put up the most powerful magic. So I wouldn't be putting up no bullshit little uncle's kitty corner. Yeah, that was like my first trick. So I wouldn't put anything on this channel if I thought it sucked. The older tutorials are, you'll find little gold nuggets, I'm sure. Things like the Biddle trick, and things like the temperature trick, Joker Wild, Jack in the Hole, Hot Shot. Here Then There is a lot of my friends' favorite effect that I do. Oh, do the sandwich trick with the sandwich. That is one of the most powerful effects. David Blaine made it famous, and it's just a simple double lift and a duplicate card. Because it is back to school and the Invisible Deck was my favorite effect growing up, and it still is 8 years later to this day, I'm going to give away an Invisible Deck in this week's deck giveaway. Only 2 requirements. You have to follow me on Twitter, or already be a follower of me on Twitter, and then just tweet to me. Say @Jarek120 hashtag school magic. Hashtag school magic. And then give me a little crowd control story of something that you learned from my channel that you performed in school recently, whether it's a new trick that you learned from the playlist or anything that you've learned from the channel, and just give me a little story, entertaining story, embarrassing story, funny story, someone will make me laugh on Twitter. So it's a little bit of a challenge, 140 characters or less, and in 1 week's time I'll contact you on Twitter and then I will personally send you an invisible deck. So my final thoughts for the week: a good magician changes effects. A great magician changes audiences. It's pretty profound, but I know a lot of you guys want to learn a lot of sleights, and I always do say never stop learning. But you're gonna find these effects that just stick with you. Effects that have stuck with me: Prophet, the invisible deck. I'm going to be doing these effects for the rest of my life. I know it might be kind of challenging in school to think, oh, who do I go perform to? Acquaintances of my friends, like my friends' friends, my teachers. You have a big audience to your disposal. You just kind of have to get out of your comfort zone and go perform to different people. There's your audience, there's your chance to perform. A good magician changes effects. He never perfects them, he just learns a new effect and then does it and then it's on to the next. A great magician sticks to a select few of incredible effects and just changes audiences. That's how you build a reputation. Get out there, perform, be inspired to learn, and aspire to disturb. Enter that contest, tweet to me, make sure you're following, and always rise above. And have fun being in school for the rest of your 8 years while I'm out here in the real world doing 9-to-5 lame job that, seriously, this is me going to my car at my job, stuck in Woodland Hills, you know? It's just like, you don't savor those days, and when you grow older, time goes by faster. So right now it may feel like you're in 8th grade, 9th grade, whatever grade forever. Long semester, long quarters, long school year, no summer vacation. So wait till you're out in the real world. So enjoy it while you can. And try to make a living for yourself and not off of someone else's dollar. If you don't spend your life building your own dream, you're sure as shit gonna be building someone else's dream. So what would you rather do?